right, let's see how this new phone works out. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and nice to see you, or know you're there. Welcome back to the Get Life Energy YouTube channel, where I'm here to share with you things I've learned that'll help you get more energy for your life and holisticify things. Treat your health and well-being and your body and all the things in a holistic way. Today, what I want to talk to you about is not watching the news. I just wanted to make sure that you know. There we go. I just want to make sure that you know it's okay to not watch the news. A lot of people are obsessed with the news, and I noticed that the people who watch the news a lot seem to be the most freaked out and concerned and upset, and that makes complete sense. Now, here's the deal. I get it. You want to be informed. I get that it's some people think, like, how can you not know what's going on in the world? But there's something to the fact that, understanding or knowing about a ton of stuff that's happening that you can't control, for some people, that can actually cause despair, depression, and like pretty dark thoughts of what's the point, and I can't do anything, I can't fix it. So for people that are empaths and that already feel everybody's energy anyway, it is a really good idea to stop watching the news right now. If you've never been given permission to not ever watch the news ever again, let me be the one to give you permission right now. It is okay to not watch the news ever again. Here's the deal. You're still going to hear about things, and you're still going to find out about what's going on in the world, because everybody's going to talk about it, and it's going to be on social media. And honestly, looking at social media nowadays is kind of like as bad as watching the news. Like, I remember just the other day, like, I have a Yahoo account that I haven't used as my regular email for many years now, but I keep that Yahoo account open. One, because it's connected to some, logins. And then two, because anytime I need to sign up for anything where you have to put your email down, that's the email I put. So that's the email that gets all the newsletters and all the coupons and all of the daily freaking sale emails from everybody I've ever purchased anything from in my entire life. So why am I off on this email tangent? Oh yeah, so Yahoo, I use Gmail now primarily. And when you go to Gmail and you open it up, you see like your inbox, and you have these different tabs, for stuff. And that's it. And the background is whatever you want it to be. I don't get any news reels at the top, but Yahoo, anytime, I usually manage that from the phone. But anyway, when I go to log into yahoo.com, the entire first page of it is news crap. It's all these little tiles and Trump this and, royal family that. And I'm like, And it's really interesting because having been someone who hasn't watched the news now, okay, hold on, I'm doing math in my brain. I haven't watched the news since I was married to my ex-husband, and he was in the military, and we were fighting the war on terror. So that was 2005? All right, I haven't been watching the news for 15 years, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm still here. I'm alive. I've made it. I didn't die. I didn't, fall off a cliff because the news told me not to. Let me just say, you can live without it, and you might thoroughly enjoy your life so much more. But I gotta say, too, I meet very few people that say they don't watch the news. And I just met someone recently who said, I don't really watch the news, so something. And I was like, I get that. I totally was like, yeah, I understand that, I'm not up to the current moment on every single little thing. But, we're in the given times that we're in right now with the pandemic and all this and Black Lives Matter movement, which is hugely important to me. I kind of feel more like caveat, the Black Lives Matter movement has become more of a pressing concern for me than the coronavirus as of the last 6 weeks. But that being said, again, why would I want to see a video of somebody being murdered on TV? Why would I want to see a video of frightening footage of a bunch of people rioting or looting or all due respect to the dead, I do not want to see that shit. Certainly not on the news where someone's going to talk about it like this. It's so fake and fabricated, and it's so obvious. Like, I was like, man, where do you go to school for like how to be a newscaster school? Like, would you be able to listen to me better, or like would this message come through more clearly if I talked about it like this and then told you that this thing happened? And here we're gonna go and show you the clip. It's like the voice inflections and the plaster. Anyway, I'm talking about CNN, Fox News, ABC, NBC, blah 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 blah. I haven't even owned a television probably since 2005 as well. I'm sorry. There's a TV in my house now. I don't own it, but there is a TV here. But the point is, nowadays a lot of us are getting our content and information through the internet. So we're looking at YouTube. Thanks for looking at YouTube. We're looking at YouTube videos. We're looking at somebody's Facebook posts, perhaps. We're looking at Instagram stuff. We're looking at, some people look at Twitter. I will never have a Twitter account. I have no interest whatsoever. All that I hear about Twitter is that it's like crazy, celebrity, gossipy shit talking on the internet. Why would I want to participate in that? I ain't got time for that. And then, what have you? Maybe you're looking at your Yahoo homepage and boom, there's all these clips of things and things that suck you in. I hate it when you read an article and there's like ads popping up through the article and you're scrolling down and you're trying to read the article and you get to the bottom and then it's like this weird elephantitis of the nose images and you're like, what? But anyway, it's really easy to get sucked in, and that's why I love YouTube, because at least with YouTube, you can groom your feed by who you're subscribed to and what type of content you want to be watching. You're going to see more stuff like that. So you're not going to get forced in your face a bunch of crap that you don't want to see unless you're liking it and watching it and interacting with that type of content anyway. But man, oh my gosh, even YouTube, they're guilty of it as well. They're like, all this news shit about Trump, and I click not interested. And then I don't know what we're having for dinner, by the way. I have no clue, but
are you recording?
Yes, I am. So I know I should have put a sign on the door that said, "Don't bother me right now."
Sorry.
Shoo, get away! No, I'll have you.
This is my favorite show. I love watching Get Life Energy. It's the best. YouTube forever.
Okay, maybe we won't delete that. I was gonna say I'll make John edit that out, but maybe we'll leave it in. That's pretty funny. Okay. I should have my little timer going that tells me how long I've been talking. This is gonna be a really quick video. What am I talking about? Don't watch the news. Oh, I was going to say with YouTube as well, that just occurred to me that you might get some crap on there, but you can click a box that says, I'm not interested in this type of content. So you can stop seeing that stuff. I don't know if there's a way to do that on Facebook. God, wouldn't that be amazing? But another thing is too, it's like if you're, Facebook has a ton of ads on it now that are like Facebook generated ads. So I've noticed that as well. Like I've noticed that I'm on there scrolling through friends' posts and there's some BS about, like, usually they're trying to sell me food and healthy crap, or they're trying to sell me life coaching, or they're trying to sell me yoga pants, or you know what I mean? They're usually trying to sell me crap that I've already been browsing, because that's how that whole thing works. But from time to time they're like, people have been killed, and I'm like, no. And here's the thing, again, you're not gonna never know about things. It's not like you're gonna be on, a monk living on a freaking mountain and suddenly you're like, don't know anything. But here's the deal. If you're a monk living on a mountain and all that you know is that this little bird comes and visits you every day, and that's the most exciting thing that happens. It's like, does it affect you, or does it matter if you know about the earthquake that happened in a different country thousands of miles away? Does it affect you, or does it matter that there's a political revolution happening in a different country that you don't even live in? Does it matter or affect your life that some bullshit's going down at, some Hollywood person did something crazy? Who cares? Like, I mean, do you understand what I'm trying to say? I hope that you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say here. The idea is that you don't need to know about every single little thing that happens. Now, if you feel like you need to know about every single little thing that happens, and you're someone who really wants to know, and maybe you really pride yourself on knowing everything that's going on in the political realm or with your president of your country or whatever, then awesome. Read the news, watch the news, read it. Honestly, right? Like, isn't that better? I was just mentioning this to somebody the other day about not watching the news, and they said, oh, I just read articles because then there's no emotional, then there's no like, then you're just reading words on a page, and there is no like, oh my God. And I was like, huh, okay. But still, I mean, I read the Bastard Cop essay, All Cops Are Bastards. Hopefully I can find a link for that and put it in the description here. But I read this really powerful essay, and I, as I got down to the bottom, I bawled my eyes out because I was moved by the tragedy that was described therein, and also by what that meant for it just sucks. It fucking sucks. So you don't need, this is the deal. If you live in the United States of America and you go to work and you're not a monk living on a mountaintop, where all you need to be worried about is like whether or not you're going to freeze to death or it's, die of dehydration. Let's say you need to know about whether or not you need to wear masks right now, or whether or not you're allowed to bring your own grocery bags to the store. So there are things like currently right now in the world that we need to know about. But there's places that you can find that information. yourcity.gov. There's a lot of different ways you can find this information out, and it doesn't have to be constant feed from the machine, and you don't need to watch it every day. You could watch it like once a week. What I actually do, given the current climate, politically speaking, is I recently subscribed to The Guardian. The reason why is my sister is really smart, and she's somebody who I trust her opinion, okay? And she shares a lot of articles, and the articles she shares are often from The Guardian. So I'm like, if she thinks that that's legit, then I'm going to trust that that's legit. So I trust her. I don't need to do my own fact checking. I know that she's going to fact check it. So I subscribe to The Guardian's YouTube channel. So I actually am seeing a bunch of videos that are about political things and coronavirus things and governmental things and stuff that's happening in the world through The Guardian's YouTube channel. So thank you, Guardian, for putting yourselves on YouTube. That makes it much more accessible to me. Then I can take in what I want. I can take it in for the amount of time that I want. I can watch a 5-minute video, 10-minute video, 30-minute video. I get to choose. I'm not at the whim of what you want to show me, and with all the imagery that might upset me or freak me out or make me feel scared or whatever, because come on now, we all know that they're making this content for a purpose of sucking your brain into being hooked and needing more and wanting to watch it all the time. If you don't believe me or you don't think that's true, there's a really good show out there called The Morning Show, and you should definitely watch that show because it's pretty rad, and it's highlights Me Too movement stuff, and it's really poignant, I think is the word. But at the same time, watch it because it's about the news, and it's about how the news is created, and it's about how the personalities that you're seeing on the news are presenting the reality that they're sharing with you. And another good movie that's really creepy. So that's a TV show, HBO, I think. This movie, oh God, what's it called? It's with oh gosh, Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's like a guy who gets footage for super dark and really good. I'll figure it out, and I'll put a link to that in the show notes or the description of this video as well. But the information that you're going to see that's been produced by a network production company, i.e. a TV channel, that stuff is curated highly, and it can just make you feel like there's no hope and everything's fucked and the world's going to hell in a handbasket, and that's not a good place to be. That's my point. If it upsets you, if it makes you depressed, if it scares you, I mean, you need to know information so that you're not being stupid, but you're going to be able to get the information that you need from calling your sister, calling your mom, talking to your boyfriend or girlfriend, asking somebody you know who, works for a hospital and is on the front line and knows what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to know how to help, I'm going to make another video about this topic, but if you want to know about the Black Lives Matter movement and or what to do about that or how to be an ally, talk to your friends that are black. Like, don't go to the news. All they're going to do is tell you about shit that sucks, or people that are going crazy, or things that are happening that are like, really freaky or ugly, or like, they're not going to talk about stuff that's positive. They're not going to talk about, they're not going to tell you that Walmart uses prison labor and, and that you shouldn't shop there. Walmart probably funds that TV channel, for fuck's sake. So I don't want to get too much into that stuff, but I think you get my drift here, that you're going to still hear about things. Okay, here's the interesting thing. So as you know, I've been not watching the news, as in not watching news programming on the internet or on TV for like 15 years. But I started watching The Daily Show. I'm a huge fan of Trevor Noah, and I've watched all of his comedy specials on Netflix and everything, and I think he's awesome, and I love him, and I think he's brilliant. He is. Well, he got the Daily Show job, and I was like, that's so cool. You know what I mean? He's a foreigner. He's mixed race. Anyway, the world's come a long way. That's a positive thing. And as a comedian, like I like to hear what Russell Brand has to say about the news. I like to hear what Trevor Noah has to say about the news. I like to hear what John Halcyon has to say about the news. So all of these people I just mentioned are putting out information on YouTube, and you can watch these 10, 15, 20-minute episodes and get your little synopsis of what's going on in the world through the filter of that person. And I find that to be so much more digestible, because it's like, it's not all dramatic, it's not all hyped up. It's like, hey man, here's what's going on and what can we do about it? Or here's what's going on and how do we be a loving person with this going on? Or here's what's going on in the world with a little bit of a comic twist, but also I'm still being serious because these are obviously issues that are close to my heart, and so if you want to know what's going on, you can watch The Daily Show and you might get a laugh, and at least you get a nice summary and you still have a clue, and it might improve the quality of your life, so that you're not spending so much time looking at this shit, and feeling all this powerlessness and sadness or fear, or all those people are idiots because I saw on the news that they blank. It's like, if I watched the news and if I made judgments about people based on what I saw on the news, I would think that all people are absolute shitbags and can't be trusted. And I'm sure there's some positive stuff that makes it onto the news sometimes, but just want to remind you that it's okay to not watch the news. You're still going to know what's going on. And one of the ways that you can choose to take in the content and information that you want to take in is you can highlight the people who you trust their opinion on Facebook. I've got a few friends that obviously are my Facebook friends also, and they share political stuff. And they're people who I respect their opinion, and I know that they're not ignorant. I know that they're extremely knowledgeable, extremely intelligent, and wouldn't share an article unless it was legit. And Michelle Marlowe, you're one of them, and Maya Tagami, you're one of them. Thank you guys for helping me get information and know what to look at, because your guys' posts, what you share online, helps me keep it, have something to go, I'm going to read that article. I'm going to check that out. I didn't even know about Bernie Sanders until Maya started sharing about him back in 2016 when he first ran. And then I just started following him and looking at what he had to say. And I love that guy. There's a Bernie YouTube channel, like sometimes when you're like currently, like there's been some really depressing stuff going on in the world. And I kind of fell underneath a rock for a while and was extremely just overwhelmed by everything and had no motivation to do anything, including make YouTube videos, which is why I've been absent for a while. So for those of you that are interested to see what I have to yabber on about, I'm sorry for the delay, but I was very, very depressed about all the things going on. So I spoke with my sister a lot. She's a online researcher and follower of news related items, and she shared with me some good stuff that helped me out. And she even said the Obamas are good if you want something more uplifting. And I actually just Googled Obama, and I saw some message from the Barack and Michelle, and it was really sweet to hear. It was a nice message, and it was like them addressing the class of 2020, But just the other day for the 4th of July, I certainly don't think any of us watching this channel were feeling very patriotic. And I saw that Bernie put out a video where he was like, America is a wonderful place and we can do the right thing. And I was like, oh, and my partner was watching it with me and we were like, that's a nice thing to hear. And so it's nice to hear somebody who's like in the political sphere, has been around forever, somebody who's old enough to remember the civil rights movement from the 60s, and hear what they have to say about the current state of the world. So there is good information out there, but you got to hand pick that information. And so you can, and then my sister and John Halcyon, they're the other two people who on Facebook, you can star that person. You can put a little star or whatever, you can click a little button that makes their posts be the first ones that you see. And I'm pretty sure you can ignore and hide posts from people that you don't want to see what they have to say. But I would just unfriend them. But I don't know. Some people don't feel comfortable doing that. But there's a way to curate your feed. And then there's a way to stay up to speed on stuff by following the information that people you know what I mean? I'm like, if this person that I respect their opinion and I know that they're on the same page as I am, I guess politically speaking, because right now, what's the news talking about if not politics? That's the era we're in. But you know what I'm saying? It's like if this person felt that they needed to share this article, they obviously felt it was really important to share it. So I followed certain people's posts. And but again, I take breaks from even looking at Facebook at all for days at a time, sometimes weeks at a time. And I'll just not even look at Facebook at all. And that might be for the best too, because, there's still a lot of news related crap on there. But anyway, it's okay to not watch the news. You're still going to know what's going on in the world. People around you are going to tell you. If you're someone who feels like you have to watch it, curate what you're going to watch. And at the very least, reduce the amount of time that you're going to watch it per day. Okay, give yourself an amount of time. I get to watch for 30 minutes a day, or I get to look at articles, or I get to look at YouTube or whatever for X amount of time per day, and then I got to stop. Because seriously, you got to live your life. You got to go get a massage. Massage therapists are open again. Whee! You got to take care of your body. You got to take care of your mind. And watching the news is not going to fucking help with that. Lots of love. Comment, subscribe if you feel so inclined, and share this video if it resonated with you. And if you feel like it's something that people that you know might need to see, you could always share it on your page and boom, now you're sharing something that you think might be helpful for others. And they might watch it and they might quit watching the news too. Let's all boycott! Anyway, love you guys. Have a beautiful day. I hope you're doing okay.